So this is the first fight versus 20 IQ. As you're watching this, the recording, the commentary is post game, post match. I won't spoil everything yet, but watch at the end of the video. But for the first fight, commentary, yeah, you guys seen this comp over and over. I use Momo. People are suggesting use Akate's, so Momo never gets a risk of being the target. And if Dizzy and Crowd beefy enough, they technically should survive. So I'm using Fire Akate's here for the first time. She's actually not super well built. She's got the effect resistance needed. Mine is lacking a bit of I would say HP and defense at the same time. She heals based on max HP, so getting her HP higher than defense does make sense. But yeah, mine is a bit low on a lot of 67 and 70 gear, but I'm looking to improve her. This fight specifically was the first one, again, like I said, to use her in this comp as the healer and cleanser, and replacing Momo. And darn, she's so good with the S3 exclusive equipment. She's extremely good. So for those who actually don't use her yet, she might be worth, and she actually doesn't even need a lot of enhancement in terms of skill enhancements. You could just go with the cooldown on the S3. That's minimum. Her healing output is really high. If you could soul burn her S3, it's really high. You don't really need the extra percent in healing. Every bit helps, of course, but if you put a rod on her, she's more effective. She technically gets more heals than Momo. As long as you keep up the cycle, S2, S3, S2, S3. That will never go away. And so for half the battle, she's in invincibility as well, so very low risk with her. I'm definitely liking her a lot. She's becoming one of my go-to cleansers. The last thing I think for this comp I need to try is to get green Armin in place of Crow, just to shake it up. I know that a lot of people do that. Paired with Dizzy, you pretty much get like an infinite stun. You could keep someone stun locked like pretty much infinitely. You know, I need Mola at this point, so
if you're ready, let's go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk over this the entire time since the fight is pretty repetitive, but I'll insert my commentary thoughts over. Again, just to reiterate that reason why this is not a live recording is because I was still sick at the time. I could not talk, so this is actually very late. I'm recording this, let's see, a couple days, like almost a week late actually, so yeah, anyways, enjoy the rest.
Shall I have a go?
Actually, I'll give a shout out to Dio here. I actually had to talk with him offline. We were talking about RB being fast RB or slow RB on Alexis, and I actually thought that after my conversation with him, he would actually switch his Arbiter Gojo to a fast one. He built a pretty good one. He showed me the stats on it, and it was actually pretty good. It would be really threatening here. Because again, the idea is if he's really fast, the healer has a hard time turn cycling it. But of course that also means, or sustaining rather, the healer will have a hard time sustaining the damage. But of course the main issue for RB is that if he's paired in this comp, most people just bring it to Z to this one. It's the lowest risk. So if he is debuffed into Oblivion, that's quite a big one. The only thing would be in my comp, my Dizzy's slow. Now I'm actually talking to some top guild players, and they're saying that a fast Dizzy with tanky stats without a counter set also works, and I can see if it's on a fast RB that would counter. But for my case, because my Dizzy is slow on a counter, a fast RB would actually be able to outcycle the theoretically outcycle some of the debuffs, especially if I don't land the speed down. Anyways, those are just some commentary thoughts.
Everyone, I'll save you. goddess.
Shall I have a go? Shall we begin?
For the goddess. Spread wings of light. So, 喧嘩なんて大丈夫ですよね?
Now isn't the time to hesitate.
I won't lose. Were you waiting for me?
If you're ready, let's go.
私に委ねて終わらせないで、ミクロ。For the goddess. You're going to get better.
Shall I have a go?
I'll insert some comment here. Yeah, at the point of this recording, I've already said this in past couple Guild Wars. If you follow me, especially the Guild War videos religiously, you know that my thought process and my priorities in terms of building heroes do change throughout wars. Based on this one and on previous ones, my Crow needs more effect resist. At the point of this recording, he has been rebuilt, so he does have 150 effect resistance. So I have to try to trial run him. Of course, different stats because, yeah, basically different tanky stats, a bit lower speed as well. So I'll have to see how well I do with it. But in a lot of the cases, MLCC provoke prevents him from doing his S3 in time. So I think with the new build, I'm hoping it will work, but we'll see. For those who actually watch again my videos and don't miss them, you guys will be able to watch the progress. Whether or not that becomes a successful build or not, we'll have to see.
I'll come to your aid.
Descending blade.
Shall I have a go?
Victory is right in front of us.
Now isn't the time to hesitate.
So that was just the first fight, and that took ages. That was exactly 8 minutes. This one's way faster. I forgot if Dio had his Mei Chloe at 150 effect resistance. He doesn't have immunity. I just noticed this, but when I went into the fight, that wasn't one of the considerations. Actually, I'm actually watching this live as I'm commentating over it, so I do want to see that. But yeah, generally if a Mei Chloe does not have immunity set, at least 140, 150 effect resistance is necessary, I would say. Especially in RTA, otherwise anyone could keep her provoked. But let's see.
See how much better I am? Ultimate!
But yeah, this one I was a bit taken back because most people run actually like faster SSBs than me. So Dio must have actually, yeah, there's no effect resistance there on that Chloe. He's got a defense break. So yeah, most players actually have. Oh yeah, I remember in the recording here, I was actually on Iggy's voice call. If you heard that ruffling, and you'll probably hear more, it's Melanie on the keyboard. I don't remember. I remember everybody was like typing. It's like, what the heck, man? There you go. There you go. You can hear that keyboard. Clicky clacky. Melanie feels bad, man.
I will guide you through the light.
I think he eventually muted his mic, but that was pretty funny. But yeah, the effect resistance on that Mei Chloe is pretty much non-existent. And yeah, I was saying that Dio's SSB actually surprised me. Most people do run a slightly faster SSB. which I usually bank on them being faster because I want to keep my SSB in protection as long as possible. But that one really threw me off. My SSB was at somewhat of a risk.
I'll show you the real deal.
17,000 HP. Yeah, I never noticed it because this comp technically should be an easy auto comp. The only thing that gets tricky is the ML Ken part. You should take control of it in case that ML Ken is the lowest HP and your SSB attacks him when it's not ready to attack.
I won't go easy on you. I'll show
Yeah, there you go. That was the end.
This is what you get. For
Usually doesn't take as long. I think his ML close was pretty fast. The turn cycling was pretty incredible. I never get to see the SSB revived again, so that was that one. Yeah, this one was a real feels bad, man. I'll give a credit to Snitchu. Snitchu was the only one that actually paid attention to me, I think, on the stream that morning for this. But he was giving me some rough speeds. And we got a bit of speed RNG there. The carrot was supposed to go after the Yufine. We thought it was safe, but his speed reading had some RNG plus mine, so the difference was pretty big. So yeah, I ended up, I'll spoil it right now. I mean, I ended up losing this one. Even if I did get the speed, there wasn't much I can do in this one. You guys will see. So it's not exactly the speed RNG because you guys will see. You guys will see.
A bloodbath, delightful agony.
it's time to find an answer.
Yeah, the Yufine was supposed to be off immunity. That was the big thing. She should have been off immunity. We needed to get rid of it. Like, we needed her to go first, and she would have stripped the Searman. And I had a potion vial on my Hazel there. Yeah, I see, and then she was the first one out. I was glad though because she missed, but it still did a lot of damage, even missing.
I can't do this.
So at this point, I still think, okay, maybe we got a shot. So I still did it. Now, yeah.
Your torment
But Yufine should have been dead there if there was no immunity, if she got her turn. Like, she wouldn't have a turn here. Like, she would have been dead on that first turn, and then her S3 would have had no attack buff. Strip Searman. Anyways, things went wrong, but whatever. At the end, though, the player is a Nance comp. He asked, like, what happened? And I told him speed RNG. I'm like, I brought Carrot and Hazel, lol. And he's like, WTF? It was pretty funny though, his reaction. Not saying that just because I brought them means I could lose, as in I had an excuse to lose. But yeah, the things didn't go exactly according to plan. But it was pretty funny. I liked Comp's reaction. He's like, what happened, Jagan? What happened? Because he looked at his defense. I was the only one to lose to this one, from Iggy's team. I was the only one to lose to this team, and so he asked, like, what happened, man? He wanted that feedback. So here you go, Comp. If you do watch the video, you get to see it. Brought some 3 stars. I'm like, okay, wait, guys. I can still get this. But then made Chloe really fast. Turn cycles really well. So as you can imagine, yeah, there you go. Took too many turns to even get rid of the DPS that they were revived on the next turn. So that was a big feels bad, man. I had to heal Carrot at this point because Yufine would have went for her, and that was just too risky. But it didn't matter because Kayron would have cleaved. And when Kayron cleaves on an attack buff with low HP and without a flame barrier on my side, it's just not. Yeah, that's not. Nothing's gonna happen there. It's like, yeah, 3 versus 1, and yeah, there you go. So it feels bad, man. You heard that Carrot go, It's like, Jagan, never voiceover commentary. This is pretty fun though. This is pretty fun. I forgot what happened in this fight. Like I said, this fight was a week ago. This war. So it's kind of fun to see. Again, same comp going into this. This one was slightly risky with a Lilius instead of a MLCC, as you saw on the first fight with Dio. Because on any off turn, Lilius would have S1'd into Akate's, as in she's the default. Although it's a bit more controllable because you always have the invincibility every 2 turns. It's still a bit risky.
Shall I have a go?
But yeah, Lilius, because without the barrier passive like MLCC has, Lilius also has like her own weaknesses in this comp. With the MLCC, it takes forever to kill. With Lilius, it's much quicker. With this exact same offensive comp that I bring here, it's much quicker.
If you're ready, let's go.
All troops, advance!
そろそろ帰りませんか？出させない。
Yeah, Abyssal Crown on Dizzy is just OP. I mean, misses Charles, but meh. It's like whatever. Elemental advantage, meh. Stuns.
Shall I have a go?
I actually talked to people in Trap House, and they were saying that they run Violin Disease, which is kind of interesting too. I mean, it makes sense. If Charles has no attack buff, he's very, very low threat. Especially if you could keep the debuffs on. I'm assuming in those cases they're most likely using Dizzy with Violin and Green Armin instead of Crow, just to get all those debuffs and to strip their buffs. It's a different tactic. I kind of like the Abyssal Crown approach, but if it's RNG, relying on Abyssal Crown is a lot worse than going for Violin's proc rate. So I suppose that's a good point too. Yeah, once Charles has no attack buff, it's a lot easier to deal with, especially if you, yeah, a green armor would be good. Barrier, you've got the 10% damage mitigation. Yeah, I gotta get my green armor better. Specifically Mola, she needs to be Mola'd before I could begin using her. Oh yeah, Lilius does have a barrier too. I misspoke. Her own though. But not every turn.
Isn't the time to hesitate.
So instead of those MLCC comps where you have to struggle to always break through that 1.8 to 2k, 2.3k barrier, HP barrier, you don't need to do that here. So in relativity, this is much faster. I'm looking at the time as well as I'm doing this voiceover. This one is like about 40% quicker than the MLCC fights.
Everyone, I'll save you. Goddess.
I was still like an RB one day. One day. Yeah, once the Lilius is gone, that S1 threat is gone. So yeah, both knights, MLCC and Lilius brings a different aspect to the defense comp. I like both. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. At the end, it's a gear check.
Shall I have a go?
Prepare yourself.
I don't know though. I think a lot of people do try to cleave these teams, and the success rate shouldn't be that bad. Like, there should be still somewhat some success rate. Anyways, I'm gonna end this this fight here. And this is the last fight with against Lowness or Lowness, maybe Lowness.
Now isn't the time to hesitate.
Yeah, this one was quite an interesting comp.
Shall we begin?
I think yeah, if I remember correctly, I went into this fight without knowing speeds or anything. But A. Robbie has quickly become my kind of like DC replacement. Again, you know, the comments before, you know, when I used to use DC a lot, it's just like, DC fights, man, so long. But you know, A. Robbie is cooler. A. Robbie is cooler, I would admit. But it's pretty much the same role. I mean, if you're fighting this kind of comp, healer, defense buffer, tank with Aureus and a Dark Corvus would be the same as this pretty much. This is slightly higher risk if you don't have Crow.
If you're ready.
You need a way to one-shot that MO-Ken. So either your Robbie is just incredibly strong and that MO-Ken is really weak, or you just gotta kill off their tank. But yeah, situational. Dark Corvus would be like a for sure win on this one.
Now isn't the time to hesitate.
Yeah, Apocalypse Robbie is one of the really good MO heroes.
Your life ends here.
I do like using her when I can. That was a no crit right there. That was a no crit. I think I am at a 93 crit rate at the moment.
Shall I have a go?
At least at this video recording.
Prepare yourself.
I'll help you.
Oh, I don't remember that one resisted.
Step back, flies.
Yeah, the attack is down.
Can you handle this? Watch and learn.
If you're ready, let's go.
At this point, I think I do remember. I'm paused here because I think I do ask them on the Discord how much HP was left on that can, and someone confirmed like he's in one-shot kill range. So then I went for it. I think that's what happened. Yeah, that's why you're seeing this kind of stall here. Oh yeah, we were asking like if Lilius was on Aureus,
Let's see.
and I think she ended up being. Oh, we'll see here. I think she ended up being on Aureus. Yeah, she was. Yeah, so I didn't kill him right away, but it was still like good in one-shot range. And with the amount of HP he had, or with the amount of attack and HP he had, he wasn't able to siphon enough HP back. So yeah, that was a pretty quick one.
Now isn't the time to hesitate.
Yeah, run this on auto a bit. Yeah, there was like no, yeah, auto, full auto here. Yeah, second fight. I don't remember what his team was. Oh, this one.
I'll show you the real deal.
I don't remember why I brought MLCC. I don't remember what my thought process was on this one. I think it was just like the extra barrier and the probably the skill null. Don't remember. Yeah, but this was a counter Charles. I always fear counter Charles. Counter Charles is very, very tricky.
I'll bet my entire fortune on victory.
Enough. I'll blow you away.
I think it was a counter Charles.
I'll show you what I can do.
Yeah, it was. I remember.
Don't put all your faith in me.
This was kind of stupid. I don't know why I did this. I think I went straight into the S3. Yeah, I don't know why I did this. I probably was to protect the MO Chloe, but yeah, it was a counterattack. Yeah, not an Elbrus, so he was on counter. Because it just gave that extra rate to strip my CC. I got lucky there.
Chloe's coming.
But yeah, it was to protect, I think. Yeah, I remember now.
I shall honor you with my presence. You owe me one now. Shall we get going?
There is no mercy.
Yeah, in this fight, because I had an attack buff on Sirmia, and everyone knows with Sirmia's EE, you need to ensure the kill. So when Charles got the turn before my Sirmia, he had a defense buff, he had a barrier. So I wasn't 100% confident that I would one-shot him without a soul burn, even with a greater attack buff. So it just made Chloe's attack buff itself, you know, you even saw the damage. I did only up to half HP onto Charles. That's with the defense buff, and then of course with the barrier from MLCC. So I was like, yeah, that's the way to go. It would have been a waste, and too many turns wasted. It was too scary if I didn't one-shot him by the second turn on Sirmia. So yeah, and this one as well, I was considering, can I one-shot her from here, but no soul burn. I needed the one-shot on ML Robbie. So I ended up not doing it since she was stunned anyway. And there's like low risk at this point.
Shall we go to the land steeped in death?
I'm not cheap. Arrogance. I sentence you to death.
Yeah, in Sermia, you have to guarantee that one shot. That's the bit of the tricky thing with her.
Can you hold out much longer? Shall we bet on it?
Superman. Chloe's coming.
Especially with a Charles.
Are you prepared for
I've had a
this?
case where I think it was a Ruel, a Collie, and Charles. And I had my Sermia, and I played it wrong.
Queen is here.
The Charles was not on a
Put all
counter,
your faith in me.
and I ended up killing Charles once. Ruel revives, killed Ruel, and then I got countered by Charles on Elbrus. He wasn't a counter set one, and again, that's why I'm very, very fearful of counter Charles. Everything you do is a risk.
You're dead.
Yeah, and that one didn't kill her. I should have saved the soul burn from the MLCC, but
I'll show you.
I thought I was close enough anyway. So
This is only a temporary alliance.
Fall.
yeah, that was it for this one. And after this this clip here, I will show you guys
How I made everyone
what
before me.
we ran into in terms of the war. So I'll show here on the clip because I remember I did this. You know, those are my 3 attacks. But at this point, 20 IQ ran the Fortless Strategy. So for newer players who don't understand the Fortless Strategy, I mean, this is something that Smoutgate does need to fix. But basically the idea is if both guilds are like equally strong and they don't int, as in they don't lose to any fights, the one running the Fortless Strategy would win by default, because taking out a fort, so the middle main tower of each fortress, is big chunk of havoc. So if you like yeah, if you take out everything's full cleared, the one running the Fortless Strategy will always win, because he will always have less havoc. You always gain less havoc from him. So yeah, that was the end of this, but I will show you guys something that was quite interesting here. So because of 20 IQ and Iggy's background, I won't get into it. This was a huge war. There was something to prove here. One, running the Fortless Strategy again. So technically exploiting or cheating. Although I have to say though, I love the guys in 20 IQ. Guys, if you guys hear this, there's like, I don't know, as a bad decision making. I don't know who to blame that on there. I've been in 20 IQ. I still love the guys there, the ones who are still there, who were there actually. 20 IQ disbanded actually. At the point of this recording, they disbanded. They ran the Fortless Strategy at least twice, and both guilds, both Iggy and the guild that they fought after, we won them even though they had Fortless Strategy. I don't know if that has anything to do with the disbanding, but yeah, here it was I recorded this portion at about 1 AM my time, so about an hour before the reset or the end of the war. At this point, we did realize that we have won. You look at how close it was. It was pretty much, it was just a good job on Iggy's side in terms of like just not inting too hard, not losing too hard. And then on 20 IQ side, they did fail to hit our defense more. Therefore, their havoc was lower. So when I was saying that the Fortless Strategy only works, is that if both teams are equally strong, and let's say no one failed an attack, the one running the Fortless Strategy would always win again, because the opposing side would never be able to get enough havoc to beat you. And that was why 20 IQ ran this strategy. But anyways, rip 20 IQ is gone now. A couple of the players are moving around, of course. I think some of them still want to remain competitive. But yeah, no hate to you guys. It was a good war. It was a good war. But it was definitely a huge celebration on Iggy's part. Again, why I woke up at 1 AM. I went to sleep like pretty early, but I woke up at 1 AM. I literally just had the, you know, just I guess it's like nervousness or something, anxiousness, and then just like wake up and just like, oh man, I want to check. And I looked at the game and I'm like, oh my goodness, have we won? Look at the Discord and it's like people are talking about, yeah, we won. And so I came like all the way down to my basement here and it booted up the game to record this part of the video, just to show this, like. But I'm glad I actually did capture this video here, knowing that 20IQ has been disbanded at the point of this recording. So it's definitely like this will go down in history, at least as long as YouTube is up or whatever. But yeah. So it was really good war, really close one. I show a bit of my my defense wins there. It was every single defense win counted. Here actually I outed ZZ. So sorry ZZ, I know you said you're outing me, you had to change the defense, but look at that, man. Look at that. I think he got the most green shields in the entire war. And a lot of people are really kind of like questioning his teams, and he wins a lot. But I guess you really do have to change it, bro. I'm sorry, but I'm really proud of you. The reason why I hung on your stats page so long was just because I'm really proud of you. Like, you did really good job. Every single green shield on Iggy's side contributed to the win. You look at the havoc, man. That's very, very close. The first time I was in Iggy when we fought 20IQ, we lost, I think, also by 100 or 200 havoc. It was very close, but we were undermanned. But at that time 20IQ was playing legitimately, as in full fort, full guild. Yeah, anyways, that has been pretty interesting. Yeah, and then for the ending portion of the video, you know, this was again great victory in the morning on Saturday. Opened this up, a lot of celebrations. So congratulations to Iggy, and yeah, again, rip 20IQ, but hope you guys are gonna be in some other guilds, and yeah, we'll see you guys on the battlefield. For the video recording, I will end this here. Thank you guys for watching that commentary. Again, it's more significant that this video is commemorized rather, because again, 20IQ, rest in peace, man, rest in peace. There's a little joke that every guild that I've been in gets disbanded. not to toot my own horn, I'm not significant in any means, but anyways, I'm gonna end this here. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.